As you all know by now, 5 Leadership has released a so-called declassified intelligence document about me. A document that's supposed to prove their case, but instead just shows how emotionally driven and unprofessional their entire operation has become. I've stayed respectful this whole time. I released a transparency video, 2 of them, one with proof, one without, gave context and avoided personal attacks, but now they've gone public, it's time I respond with facts and not drama. So to put you up to date, I'm an ex-IA member. I've worked behind the scenes in moderation and investigations. I know what an intelligence report should look like, and let me tell you, this is sloppy, even by IA standards. So let's break it down. I will start with the first piece of evidence that was posted to the Sayuriken document. But unlike them, I will respect copyrighted content and not show any of the source code. So here we go. So here, ARC, who is the one that made the document and not IA, because once again, I know what it looks like. It's sloppy even by their standards, is criticizing the code in question. So here we have more comments made by him, which leads me to be believing that he's emotionally driven rather than actually sticking to the facts. Having this code and leaking the code and shit-talking the code doesn't prove anything. I don't see why it is needed at all. And over here, this comment right here, I don't remember her shaming it. If anything, she was giving me a comparison to go off of. They're calling the code stupid. How do we set any scripts that I don't even know what half of this means, but I'll just roll with it. And last but not least, this one. This parallel method, which is in accurate ways rather than pretending to rather than a loop on all players. And then the last one. So just to defend her a little bit, because she is aware of the document as well. That was just a demo code and not the actual full code. It's still copyrighted content, but code is changing ever so slightly. I think it definitely butchered that. But anyways, summary right here. You lack the experience, so here you can see ARC really took that personally. Also, I'm done not saying any names. You guys want to lie about me? You're going to be put in the open. The architect, the co-owner of the game, is the one that made this document. So, as like I said, here he says, "You like the experience." That conversation was between me and Lily only. Okay, she was speaking about me and my experience in anti-cheat and everything. It had nothing to do with you, sir. This is a DM between me and her. This I don't even know if that's true. This I can't really tell. He tried to make it. To be honest, I can't even prove this information myself. Well, I mean, I think she showed me evidence, but she doesn't. I probably shouldn't be saying that. No, she allegedly does. I'll stick to that. That way, you can't confirm or deny. Client to tell the truth. We have a server-side entity, blah, blah, blah. Once again, just them nerding out about it. I'm not going to go into details, but once again, this was proof of me just not knowing how exploiting works, because that's what they try pinning on me, leading exploit attacks. To me, logically, to lead an exploit attack, I'd need to know how they exploit or how it just works basically, but I don't know shit, so. Once again, another screenshot that they cut off. Dang, you know infinite yield? And I said, to which I replied, no. Once again, that was to prove my case that I don't know how exploiting works at all, nor anything about anti-cheats. Probably should have showed that last part. Right, now my case. Bill for an ego, sir, you have no proof showing this. You have no proof for this founding, and I'll treat everything. This turned into him allowing her and her friends to use third-party software or manipulate FF flags to ruin user experience in game. I don't know what your chain of events is, but by the time she was banned, I wasn't even employed yet, I believe. Neither was I in the game, neither had she told me that she was doing anything, so I couldn't really have allowed her and her friends to do anything. Also, I don't know how many exploit attacks you think I am behind, but last I checked, the one exploit attack I was a victim of, and of which I had to deal with, I was actively banning the accounts. You guys have logs of me banning a bunch of alt accounts. And I will also have screen recordings of me banning those alt accounts. So you can't just say I turned a blind eye. Also, you kept out, this is the part that pisses me off more a bit. You kept out a key factor of information. These screenshots right here, these 3 screenshots, I gave you those. I sent it to an IA channel to report the incident. That's not turning a blind eye. That's actively dealing with it. Once again, this just proves my case again that I don't even know how the anti-cheat works if he's correcting me about it. You picked like the best time on unironically for this. I don't know how that's leaking anything. Our bot is down too. They already knew that, or allegedly they already knew that apparently prior. Well, seemingly they already knew because apparently one of them ran the bot commands and they found that the bot was down. Also, I've been told your bot is still down, man. You guys might want to get that fixed. Blah blah blah. Here they say this is why you don't mess with people who have connections. This just incites that, and can help inciting that they are not the one actively doing anything. Here, I'm pretty sure they cut down context, or maybe I did, I forgot. I believe we were talking about her ban, and I was seemingly telling her that I was going to try and bring it up nicely, I guess. But there isn't really any way to say like, hey, this person's doing exploit attacks because you wrongfully banned her blah 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 blah. And I showed them this, so and how do I know it's me? I'm using VentCord, and it shows that she's on her phone. Screenshots from her phone and from her PC would be very different, and this isn't a group chat either. This is a private conversation. This screenshot proves nothing. And worst of all, this screenshot right here, right? This last one at the bottom is a conversation between her and Operator Commandos. How do I know this? I remember plain as day. It was sent as an Intel file with a bunch of other screenshots of conversations between Lily and Operator Commandos. So, once again, They're just slandering me. It's pure defamation from 5-0 leadership. You look over here, I took screenshots. This is my DMs with Lily. You can argue sure that I deleted them, but that has no founding at all. I know these didn't happen. I know IA has a copy of this. I know it. There isn't anything you can defend against this. I know what happened. I know what exists and what doesn't. Regarding this incident, I've had multiple members tell me they're scared to speak up. They're scared to question the narrative. I believe in a healthy community, that wouldn't happen. But in 5-0, if you try and speak up, you disappear. That's not a leadership. That's a dictatorship. You can't change my mind for that. That is exactly how they run it. They accuse me of being a bad actor, yet they're the ones spreading false claims, using out-of-context conversations and emotionally ranting in documents meant to be professional. This isn't about protecting the game, this is about saving face, and making an example out of someone who dared to speak out. You don't need to take my word for anything. Watch my actions, look at how I've responded, and look at how they have. That should tell you everything. I may have been removed, but the truth hasn't. And no matter how many documents they throw together, people are waking up. So you guys need to get your act together and start releasing the facts. This was miserable, and this was my official reply to the new Intel file document. Have a good day or night wherever you may be. I'll see you either on my next video or on my next reply if they wish to continue sending defamation and slanderous materials against me.